In this video, I'm going to talk about the Form Options helper, or the Select helper. And again, you have a number of options here, and we're looking at the api.ruby-on-rails website, and we're looking under the module for Action View Helpers Form Options helper. And options are those drop-down lists that you see on websites that give you a selection of something to choose from to kind of narrow it down for you so that you don't have to type something in, or if you want to control it a little bit more as a developer, that's what you do. So you go and get the answer that you want. As you can see here, there's a number of options to choose from, including some pre-built ones for country and for time zone selections. The one that we're going to take a look here and code with is select. Select specifically creates a tag and a container for that tag, and it works with an object, a active record object, and the particular attribute for that object, and then any kind of choices. Now, the coding that they're doing here is that they're actually getting the choices from the database. So they go out and find all the people in this case and attach it onto this select, so it'd be a big drop-down menu of all the people in there. The way we're going to do it is that we're actually going to create the list inside of our little Ruby on Rails application just to keep it simple. So before we do that, I've modified our comments table a little bit by adding a movie type field. So back again, we're in our comments table on our movie critic database. I go into table design and I've added this field of movie type, just a varchar 30, and saved it out. And the reason I did that is so that we can demonstrate this select. So let's put it right after our text area here. We're going to allow our critic to actually select what type of movie that this is going to be. So we're going to say comment, and now that new attribute name was movie type. And this is the nice thing about Ruby on Rails. I don't have to tell it anything that I added that field or anything. It'll pick that up, and as long as I remember that name. Now, if I just want to throw an on-the-fly list of names or something along that way that is going to be available here, I'd use the little trick of putting a %sign and then W, and that's going to create words from the things are going to enter here. So strings is going to get entered for each of these things that I put in. So it essentially creates an array of strings. That's what the W does. So let's put in some choices. So let's say comedy, drama, or let's say war movie. What other type of movies? Western, perhaps. Though I don't know that there's too many of those being made these days. Okay, now we got to finish out. Make sure we close this out properly. We're going to get an error. So there's our select statement. So we have select as our method call for that helper. Our object that we're going to do is comment. It's the same comment that we're dealing with here. Now the new attribute that we've added to the database is movie type. And then we're just going to give it an array of words to select from so that the user can choose one of these. So let's go ahead and save this. Let's reload our form. And you should see the drop down here. And now this critic can go ahead and choose what type of movie that this is, and it was a fairly easy little process to do this, and this will be stored in our database so that we don't have to worry about that. In fact, if we want, let's do this, and we won't set anything in there, and we'll leave it at drama. Go ahead and create it. So let's jump over, let's go into my database application here. Should have left it open. It'll take a second to open up. Go into our movie critic, go into comments, and here you go. Now we have drama sitting in here in the movie type. So it makes it fairly straightforward to add that type of thing. I encourage you to go and explore the API. Like I said, it has some defaults for selecting a country and selecting time zones. And there's some sub things that you can actually do, create options inside for the select based on other things, and there's different options to set in here. So take your time and explore this, and it's a valuable tool to have in your toolbox.